Greetings to everyone watching, and thank you for tuning in. Just a brief reminder that if you guys have a request for a film you'd like to see reviewed right here on OAW Entertainment, become a patron at, let me bring it up, there it is, patreon.com/OAW, and select the blockbuster tier. In addition to the film review of your choice, you also get access to all Patreon exclusive content. You get access to the OAW Vault. You get access to the OAW Discord server, and you get an invite to join in on the live monthly Q&A held right here on the OAW YouTube channel, as well as the OAW Facebook page and Twitch channel. So once again, that is patreon.com/OAW and select the blockbuster tier. And with that being said, this is our review of the 2021 anime film spectacular Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Let's get it started.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Greetings to everyone watching live and everyone watching after the fact. Shout out to the faithful and salute to the patrons. This is Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief.
And the cold-blooded OAW Sergeant in Arms.
And we are here to give you all our official review of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the newly released, well, worldwide released, rather, the newly released anime film, the first from the Jujutsu Kaisen anime series. And I think last time I checked, it is still at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which is really freaking awesome. Apparently, the film is doing really, really well. It did gangbusters over in Japan when it released on Christmas Eve. I think is it still the biggest opening?
Yeah, it beat Demon Slayer.
So it still has the record for the biggest opening weekend in Japan. Finally, it made its way stateside this past Friday. So we are going to go ahead and give you our thoughts on this. Now, we decided that for the sake of this review, we will be doing spoilers. And the reason for that is this, because we were trying to figure out how it was that we could review the film without going into spoilers from the anime series. The thing about that, though, is this is a prequel to said anime series, which is why we were like, well, man, it's like we want to be able to, talk about this film in relation to the anime series and how they sort of set some things up, how they foreshadow some things, pay off this is then the third. And the thing about it, though, is a lot of the audience that would have gone to that would have tuned in for this film are probably already familiar with either the anime or the manga series to begin with. With that being said, more or less, fans of the series kind of already know what happens in this film.
Yep.
So that's why we decided that we were just going to go ahead and just do spoilers on this one. But I tell you guys what, we will, we'll talk about things that we want to touch on throughout the course of the review. We'll try to keep like the major spoilers, so to speak, for the tail end of the review. How about that?
Yeah.
So minor spoilers throughout, but we'll keep the really big ones for the tail end. Cool. Also, one more thing is if time permits, we will go ahead and read some of you guys' questions or comments. But if you absolutely positively want to make sure that your question or comments gets read live on the air before we wrap up tonight, you can always drop a super chat and we'll be sure to get to it before the end of tonight's broadcast. You can also support the channel via Cash App. Link is in the description box below. So we are going to go ahead and kick things off. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the synopsis today. I'm going to do it this time.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead, break down the brief synopsis for you guys. Please feel free to read along in the description box below. So, and Adam Q asked about 2021. Yeah, because that's the Japanese release date, Adam Q, 2021. So this is our review of the 2021 Japanese anime dark fantasy film, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, based on the manga series written and illustrated by, help me with the pronunciation, Wayne.
Gege Akutami.
Thank you. It is an adaptation of the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 one-shot and serves as a prequel to the Jujutsu Kaisen main series. The film was directed by Sunghoo Park, written by Hiroshi Seko, produced by animation studio MAPPA, and distributed by Toho. And a very brief synopsis of the film: Yuta Okkotsu, a high schooler who gains control of an extremely powerful cursed spirit and gets enrolled in the Tokyo Prefecture Jujutsu High School by Jujutsu Sorcerers to help him control his power and keep an eye on him. That is about as brief of a synopsis as you can get.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is switch it over to you, Wayne, to give, I guess, a little bit more thorough of a synopsis than that.
Okay, here I go, man. Basically, this story is about a high school student who is kind of the center of an incident, a bunch of incidents involving killings. Basically, it's suspected that he's murdering these kids or these people, and so he is finally taken into the custody of Jujutsu High in Tokyo, and he is about to be executed. But then a very important figurehead of the Jujutsu world kind of finagles his way in and stops that from happening for a certain amount of time. We follow the adventures of Yuta Okkotsu and his journey learning the abilities of Jujutsu sorcery and forging bonds with new friends and gaining new enemies in the process. Watching him battle his demons, no pun intended, and overcoming new ones. So yeah. That's it.
I was not ready to speak again so soon, but yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good synopsis, essentially. So in case you guys have yet to see the film, but you're familiar with the anime series, essentially this is the story of when Yuta first gets to Jujutsu High. The same way how we get to see Yuji in the main series. Because actually, I think even the film, what did they say? It was the first 3 months that he was there, right? Like as of the climax of the movie,
yes,
Yuta's only been there for 3 months. So so
that's right.
So essentially, the movie covers like those first 3 months that he's in, at Jujutsu High, and it pretty much culminates in a climax where Yuta becomes the target of a evil cursed user, and there's pretty much a plan to try and take Yuta off the board because of his cursed abilities, like what it is that he's actually able to do. Our big bad for the film decides that it is best to just take him off the board and try to acquire some of his power before this guy becomes too big of an issue for him. So that's pretty much a synopsis of the film as it stands. So I tell you what, let's kick things off. Wayne, what did you think of the film overall? Just general thoughts. What did you think of the film?
So I thought the film was actually pretty accurate to the manga itself. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is the prequel manga one shot to what we have now, Jujutsu Kaisen, before its release. As Ferguson said, but he put Demon Slayer, not Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought the film was very accurate to the manga, the source material. I thought the movie was beautifully animated. The soundtrack was great. The animation and the voice acting for the. By the way, I saw the subbed version of this movie, so the voice acting
I saw the dubbed version. I watched the English dub.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that before, and it's like I really liked the Japanese dub, the Japanese voice acting for this. Yuta's voice was spot on. He was able to convey the character of Yuta Okkotsu in a good way. By the way, this is a generalization of what I think about the movie. You want? Yeah, it was great. To me, it was great. The only thing I think that I had a little bit of an issue was the final fight scene between Suguru Goto and Yuta, it the the thing that kind of bothered me was that the sequence of actions that happened during that battle, what made it very like exciting was that those events happened back to back to back in the manga. But what they did was they panned back and forth to different events and different battles and different fights instead of sticking with that one thing. They kind of spread it. Yeah, they spread it out. So that's my only thing.
Yeah, I picked up on some of that too. Essentially, it's kind of this. I mean, it did the fight didn't bother me to the same degree in that fashion that it did for you, but I do have the exact same problem with the Voldemort Harry Potter fight in Deathly Hallows Part 2 for the exact same reason, because in the book it's in one place and it's quick and it's brief and it's blah, 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 blah. But in the movie they stretched it out because we kept cutting to other scenes and other events throughout. So I definitely understand what you're talking about, because I have the exact same freaking problem with that movie. The exact same problem.
Yeah, and I will go into detail why I have that problem, but and the reason why. But yeah, all in all, man, the movie was great. Yeah, it was good. It was a pleasure.
And just in time to give us his general thoughts, we are now joined by my man, 5-ounce gloves. What's happening, Jimmy Man?
What's up, Jim?
Hello. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing today?
Oh, we good, bro. We good.
So Jim, we just got done. Wayne just got done giving like his general overall thoughts on the movie. So you came in just in time so we can go ahead and get some of your. Ooh, echo.
Oh,
headphones.
Hold up. All right. Grabbing headphones right now. Sorry about that.
Okay, so while Jimmy grabs his headphones, I'll go ahead and give my overall thoughts on it. So solid film. Much like Mugen Train, it felt like one long episode, which is one of the best things about it. Unlike Mugen Train, though, I did feel like Zero left out on some of the spectacle. It wasn't as big as I think it could have been, but then again, I also don't think it was as big as it was supposed to. This is an intimate story, and that's the one thing I didn't anticipate with it. I didn't realize just how, like, really, if you think about it, the whole story takes place just at Jujutsu High, the Tokyo campus. The bulk of the story takes place in the school, and that's it. And then even even when we do go to like different locations and stuff like that, it's real. It is a much more intimate, smaller scale, more tightly woven piece than I thought we would have gotten.
Like even when they went to the Japanese Shotengai, the shopping street. That shopping streets are actually very vast, right? But they've made it very, very close. Every shot, a lot of things were very close, so you didn't get this sense of like grandness. It was very movie.
Well, even even with the two missions in the movie, one of them was at a school, but the conflict took place in the yard. They didn't even get to go. They didn't really even get to go into the school itself. And they walked down one hallway, and then the fight gets taken outside.
Yeah,
and then in the shopping district, right? Okay, they walk down one corridor, and then they're in a lobby, and the rest of it takes place within that lobby. So even with things like that, it's like it's yeah. I thought it was going to be much bigger. Now, granted, like I said, like by comparison, because I brought up Mugen Train, and I know a lot of people in the comments are going to give me flack for this, right? Because I said unlike Mugen Train, so that means that, you would think that Mugen Train was a bigger spectacle, right? It's like, Larry, dude, you're talking about proximity. The whole fucking thing takes place on a train. Okay, that is true. But everyone knows that final fight, that Rengoku fight, that was a spectacle. The way it was shot, the way it was the way it was animated, the music, it was big and bombastic. And with this film, I don't think that the movie did anything that the regular anime series wouldn't have done. That's what I mean. It's just a longer episode of the anime.
Yeah, and I can agree with that, because that's true. A lot of the things that happen in it, I would expect it to be in the anime as well. And it is a story that they could have told in anime form, but I think maybe the production quality and the budget kind of shows that they put a lot into it, a lot more into it, like a little bit more into it that they would have put into the animation.
Right.
Because man, that soundtrack, the opening anime, the intro, the opening animation, man, just, and it was just him waking up.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right, Jim, you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good right now. Y'all can hear me better and everything or not?
Yes.
Okay, we good.
All right, cool. So, Jim, give us your overall thoughts on, like, your general thoughts on what you thought about the movie.
It kind of like gave everything a little bit in perspective. I mean, it kind of just to me it filled gaps. It filled gaps on certain aspects, certain characters, and it kind of gave it gave Yuta more of like it kind of revealed his past more or less, of like what he's been through and like how he's going about it in the series as we know it today at Jujutsu. Like this is supposed to be like the sequel more or less.
Prequel.
At least I'm sorry, prequel. Do apologize,
Mm-hmm.
prequel. And it told his story very nicely. Like, it showed how so it gave me more like the more essence of like how the school is set up. Like it gave you a good premise of it. Like it's not it made you feel like this is like how people go to college and this is like a trade school. Like that's how it
Mm-hmm.
kind of gave me the feeling of that. Like if this is a trade school, even though it can still be considered high, above the rest of the jujitsu, the sorcery schools, it's still considered like the redneck stepchild, and that's the present they kind of gave me, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Like it's only three students, and you're introducing a new person who could have been kind of funny story is kind of how I was a little bit when I first got into Louisiana. Like I hope I know Cold Blooded probably remember this or he may not remember this. But when they were trying to put me in like private school, they kind of had me a few times in the class. In Cold Blooded's class actually. Even though he had like a very like it was a solid group, but they were a grade that they assumed that I was in. But then later on, I end up having to go into a grade under them, because certain stuff that apparently I didn't know. Uh, but seeing that essence and I guess I'm just kind of giving my own like I guess
I,
information from life.
I guess what
So
I guess what you were trying to say is you felt like a fish out of water, and you think that
yeah,
Yuta felt the same way. Like,
yes,
he didn't know what he was walking into, and obviously the other students didn't know what they were walking into either.
exactly.
So yeah, I, I see
Like
what you.
I enjoyed it, like because it gave you the humility of somebody who's given a fresh start, and like I said, I enjoyed it from start to finish. That's kind
Cool
of my
deal.
premise of it.
Cool deal. So, okay, so let me see.
Okay, I
So
move on.
usually at this point in time, like we would get into like the writing the writing aspect of it and whatnot. But like I said, it's pretty much like watching another episode of the anime. So what I'm going to do
True.
instead is just transition more into like specific things about the story that we wanted to address. And I'll go ahead and I'll let Wayne start that one off.
Specific things about the story. Let's see. There are a couple of things that I kind of how would I put this? That I thought were very off. That I thought was a little off about the ending. That I'm gonna start with that because that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like the way that battle was supposed to go went very different from a little bit different from the manga. So what happens in the manga is, and this is no spoiler. I mean, this is no spoiler to anything that wasn't in the movie, but the thing that made Yuta Okkotsu's ability and his what's his basically his prowess, right?
Very sorry.
Basically his prowess as a jujutsu sorcerer and how he used his ability, right? But it wasn't the fact that he can do those abilities. It was how quick he was doing them in succession. So like he did one ability, then he did the next one, and then he did the next thing. That's what made it like so amazing. And I think the one of the things that they did was they cut to different things instead of keeping that same fight going, you know. And I know the reason. I can kind of guess the reason why they did that, so that they can like spread the movie out maybe and make it a little bit longer or whatnot. But other than that, man, like I think that they could have did a little bit more with that. As far as the story is concerned, I think they did a really good job showing the relationship between Yuta and Maki, because that's something that in the manga they do it, but they do it like it's not as well done as in the anime. It's like you're reading it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. But then in this or you read it in the manga, right? Then when you watch it in the movie, you see actually what's going on, people blushing, blah 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 blah, etc. etc. Yeah, exactly. Volume 0. Yeah. So that's one thing I liked that they did. As far as like Gojo is concerned and how he is portrayed in this movie, they do a really good job at showing, you know, I don't know, his feelings toward the old jujutsu heads of Jujutsu High, because like you kind of get a sense like he's not really one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not really in the like wanting to be a part of that upper echelon of people. But what I like is how he's a rebel, you know, with some type of strange cause, which we don't know yet. But he really doesn't like the old heads. So I don't know. As far as the story, I think it's pretty good, and I think it was told pretty well. So, Larry and I were having actually a couple of comparisons with Naruto, though.
Oh yeah, oh dude, there's a ton. There's a freaking ton, and not only are there a ton, but there's a bunch that I didn't know about prior to the movie. So I can go through a couple of those. All right. So first off, Guido's plan essentially
Ghetto.
Same difference. It's GETO.
It's
how many different ways can you pronounce it?
It's the Japanese pronunciation, Ghetto.
Ghetto, like I'm gonna get to your ass. All right.
Ghetto.
Ghetto. Not confused with ghetto, but Ghetto. Because he ain't ghetto. I think he is. Anyway, but Ghetto, like, so in all seriousness, Ghetto's whole plan with pretty much like taking out Yuta and acquiring Rika, right? And her power. Like, I'm like, dude, like if that didn't scream Orochimaru and Sasuke to me, like I just couldn't because it really did. It got those vibes. Same thing with the whole like, and this was one of the things about the story that kind of disappointed me was the night parade, right? Like the night parade was just a freaking it was a diversion.
Diversion, yeah.
It was a diversion. It was a distraction so that he can go ahead and take out Yuta. And I'm like, oh, dude, once again, reminded me of when Orochimaru invaded Konoha during the Chunin exam. Same sort of thing. Now, granted, he was trying to take the country over, so that's a little bit different. But what was the primary goal for him doing that? Take out take out Sarutobi. It was supposed to be an assassination hit job to take out Sarutobi, right? So so I was getting that vibe. And then this is the one we didn't talk about. Oh, so Gojo and Geto were best friends, and then I'm like, dude, freaking what? Pick one. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Kakashi and Obito, fucking Naruto and Sasuke. Pick one. Pick one. Fucking oh man, what is it? Fuck the first in Madara. Pick one.
Yep, Hashirama and Madara. That's right.
So yeah, that just I couldn't help but roll my eyes on that. But like I said, but part of that has a lot to do with I had a lot of preconceived notions about the film that, you know, it's not like I saw it in a commercial or anything like that, and it wasn't false advertising, anything like that. It's just what I imagined these events being based upon how we were told about them in the main series. So like even with the night parade, right? Like it is more or less what we were told, but for whatever reason, I just thought it would have been a bigger deal. It still was a pretty big deal because what they told us had happened, did happen, right? Geto invaded the whole freaking city. He flooded the city with curses. And it took the entire staff of both campuses to deal with that. A lot of sorcerers got killed, a lot of people got killed. All of that is true. But for some reason, I just thought like it would have been even bigger than what we saw. You know, like it would have been like this event that would have went down in infamy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, we'll never forget that night. You know what I'm saying? And it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, the way they produced it and displayed it, it didn't seem like it was a big deal. I agree. Like it showed like it wasn't like, how would I put it? It wasn't like the Shibuya incident, which we won't see for a long time. That's yeah.
And then the other thing too was it's like it has to do with Yuta and his backstory. Dude, Yuta's backstory, I mean, yeah, it's tragic, but it wasn't as rough as I thought it'd be. Because the way they talk about Yuta in the series is almost like this dude has seen some shit. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be real. Yuta is just another fucking Yuji.
Nah, I gotta disagree.
At the start of his story, yeah.
Well, so so what it is it's kind of implied that what has been happening was Yuta had basically, how would I put this? Yuta has had many times been bullied by people at school, but are people on the street, and it just so happens that like, okay, Rika comes out, kills these kids, but this has happened before, right? So it's kind of implied like Rika's been murdering people because she's trying to protect Yuta. And so Yuta he's dealing with the trauma of losing his friend. Now I mean, imagine you don't understand what Jujutsu is or whatever. You don't understand what curses are. So he's just thinking to himself, man, I'm getting haunted by this girl and I'm hearing her voice and all this other stuff. And he knows it has to be Rika. And so hearing that it's kind of traumatic for him, I would think. So that's why he has those bags under his eyes, because he can't really sleep. He's tried to kill himself multiple times. I don't know if you knew that, but in the beginning, that knife was twisted because Rika twisted it to stop him from killing himself, because he was like, I mean, so imagine that for like, I don't know, 8 years, 7 years.
Because because I think was they 7 when Rika died, and he's 16 in the movie. So it's been about 8-9 years. Yeah.
And it kind of like, after a while, kind of messes with your mind, and it messes with his who he is as a person on a daily basis. So, you know, if you look at how he is portrayed in the anime and in the future, or in the manga to now, or in Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie, he's refreshed. He's happier. You can tell he's found resolution to his issue, right? But he's been through some stuff. So that's the reason why I thought that like it is a big deal. But then again, if you're going off, like going back to what you're saying, if you don't think about it that deep, the story was written as a one shot in the beginning. So it's not going to have that much context. You just kind of have to assume certain things. You get what I mean?
Well, no, I mean I get like I get that he's been through some trauma. Okay, first and foremost, now this could just be me being an insensitive asshole. But if I was getting bullied and all the bullies I had growing up all of a sudden just was getting killed, man, fuck them kids.
But Yuta is a kind. But that's the thing. You gotta realize Yuta is a kind-hearted, kind-natured person. Like that's just
I
how
was a
he is.
kind-hearted, kind-natured person too, and nobody gave a shit. I am no.
But you're also not Japanese.
I am no longer kind-hearted and kind-natured because of those assholes and what they did to me. I'm traumatized too, and I don't give a fuck if they bit. Man, look, I got man.
To this day,
to this day, man. Fuck that nigga Jason. Oh, I hate his ass. Fuck that nigga Reginald.
Oh, that boy stupid.
He's like, yo, I'm gonna let him have it. Let him have it.
Anyway, I don't think you should get all choked up because some assholes got for fucking with them. That's what they get. Bet you they won't do it again. Bet you they won't do it again.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of can't. I mean,
they can't.
Point. I mean, one of them got shoved in the locker.
they really can't. They can't if they wanted to.
But I'm trying to think some other things about. Oh, okay, wait. I will point this out. Okay, and I mean because I'm pretty sure it's the same one in the manga, dude. Does it ever creep y'all out just how empty this school is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing in the anime, but like even in the movie, it's like, are y'all the only students on campus?
In the manga as well.
I told you, like it gave you that trade school vibe. Like it made sure.
That it is weird. And I questioned that multiple times. Like, where the other kids? Where the other children? What other children at?
Well, how about this? It's like because like in the series and in this movie, we keep year 1, year 2. Aren't there supposed to be like years 3s and 4s?
But then again, you gotta realize that beginning, like whenever that giant, like this is a sequel, right? And remember how that a giant as a parade. I'm sorry, keep saying sequel. I do apologize. Prequel. Remember how it was a giant, like it was the night of 100 demons.
Yeah, the night
parade. A lot of people died. A lot of people from a lot of schools, kind of,
It don't matter. They weren't there to begin with.
Wait, Jimmy, hold on. What you talking about? The night of 1,000 demons?
He's talking about the night parade.
Oh, you talking about the night parade?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's what it was called.
Like they called it the night of 1,000. You ain't talking about the Shibuya incident.
Well, isn't that what it's called? The Shibuya or he called it like the night of 100. Okay, my bad. No.
But they know.
Well, I thought that's what they called it.
No, they did call the night parade. It was like the night of 1,000 curses. They called it that.
Yeah.
It was even in the little subtitles that they had up top. It was like it said night parade, night of 1,000 curses.
Yeah. I was just checking this. I was just checking to see if Jimmy was talking about the.
Oh, I'm not going to do spoilers for the.
Yeah, because because
I'm sorry about that.
You done already said that this shit's gonna happen again. You done already spoiled that part.
But it ain't the same, bro.
Anyway, getting back on point because I done already lost half my audience fucking around with y'all. Point being is notice how like the Kyoto the Kyoto campus, they got students.
Yep.
We done seen them twice now.
Yep.
And it's more than just 3 of them.
Yep.
But where the Tokyo ones at? I know it's a smaller campus, but goddamn.
What is Miguel and Yuta? And Miguel and Yuta, they're in Kenya. And we find that out. That's not a spoiler. We find that out actually at the end of Jujutsu Kaisen 0 as the post-credit scene or in-credit scene.
Which I didn't stick around for.
Which that nigga left.
So what was the post-credit scene then?
So what the scene was, Yuta and Miguel were sitting down having lunch or dinner, and Miguel had cooked something real delicious for him, a Kenyan dish.
Yeah,
And he was
Kenyan
talking about
dish.
the spices that he used in it. And he was saying that, Yuta was like, oh man, this will go good with rice or something like that. Some Japanese other food. And he was like, man, that's not the same as this. And then Gojo pops up. By the way, this is a couple. I think this is a couple of years later. By the way, and then Gojo pops up.
Okay, now I have questions. I thought Zero took place a year before the main series. It has
not a couple of years later. Yeah, it's a year later or a couple of months later. Yeah, and then Gojo pops up.
So is this the assignment that Yuta's on at the start of the main series, which is why he isn't at campus?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So whatever they're doing in Kenya is the assignment that he's on when Yuji gets there.
Yeah.
To campus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, isn't Miguel the brother that was working with Ghetto?
Yep, that's right. It is.
Yep.
And we forgot all about that. We forgot all about that shit.
Oh yeah.
Gojo, is he working with Yuta?
Yes, yeah. So Pete this out. Yeah. So you saw what happened. You saw what Gojo did to Miguel. You saw what Gojo.
You
missed that man.
Did you see that? Like
hit him with the 2 piece in the biscuit.
2 piece. 2 piece.
Nah,
2 piece.
But peep this out. Now look,
he gave him a whole family meal.
Jimmy did not tell y'all though. Miguel ain't to be messed with, and there's a reason why. I'm not gonna say, but Gojo ended up recruiting him.
Oh,
because he realized how strong he was.
I mean, hey, the fact that he still was alive after that whole family meal plan right there that he got served.
Yeah, that boy got a family combo. A whole.
He got the 5-finger deal. He got the 5-finger deal from Raising Cane's.
Yeah,
because the 5 fingers come with 2 pieces of bread and the coleslaw.
He got the box
and the coleslaw. He got the whole box.
The box.
He got
combo.
the
sauces.
He was not.
He replaced the coleslaw with an extra piece of toast.
You already get 2 with the 5-finger deal, though.
Oh,
true. 5 finger,
yeah. That's why I say he got the 5-finger deal. Anyway, I guess that makes sense. Can we talk about this though? And not granted, I know not now. Actually, no. This isn't going into spoilers. This actually isn't going into spoilers. What it's really doing is going into some speculatory territory that you guys, because I think both of y'all caught up with the manga.
I'm not caught up fully, but I know I kind of cheated, but still, go ahead.
So this is what I'm gonna throw out at y'all. We know that Ghetto is the main villain in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But didn't they have us believe that he was killed at the end of this?
Yeah.
But we know for a fact that he's in the main series. And I thought, didn't somebody even say in that series that they thought he was dead?
Yep.
So then why he alive?
Correct. Well, think of it this way. Remember how Gojo had responded to it? Because he was like, nah, it couldn't be. Like, in other words, like he was like, nah, I sought to. Basically, I feel like what may have happened.
Yeah.
I'm not speculating, but it could. Well, never mind. Let go, let it go. Let go.
But you know the answer though.
Okay, I'm not gonna say
you know the answer though.
Yeah, he knows the answer. I actually don't.
So I'm not going to say the answer, right? I'm not going to say the answer, right?
All right.
Because nobody we don't. So what I'm about to say is this, right? I'm gonna just say this. None of us know how. So you watch the anime, right?
Mm-hmm. This is correct.
You see he's alive, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alive, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alive.
None of us know how he came back to life, but we know some things about who he is now. And
yeah, we definitely know
some things about who he is now and what's going on with him now, but we don't know how that happened. And I really don't know how the hell that happened.
Ooh, wait a minute. Because, Bruce Leroy, the real McCoy. No spoilers from the manga. But if his comment has something to do with the manga, I think now I have a. Is he just supposed to be a curse? Did he become a curse?
Can I tell you? Can I tell you something?
No, but am I on the right track?
So what Bruce Leroy, the real McCoy, said is maybe 90% true. He's supposed.
Oh, did he become a cursed corpse?
Yeah, he supposedly. We know what we
Exactly.
know. Yeah, he is dead, but
somebody is using his body. More or less.
Jimmy, what the? Come on, man! You wasn't supposed to say nothing.
Okay. Let's put it like this: he's not human anymore. He's not human anymore.
He's not him. I'll put it like this: So I'll say it like this: he is consciously not himself anymore.
I thought he said.
And somebody else is at the wheel.
So he's possessed then.
But
he's possessed by a
subconsciously,
curse.
Yeah, kind of. And it goes deeper. And they talk about it in the anime. They mention this sorcerer's name. You just gotta.
Oh, it's another sorcerer. Oh fuck. Okay, never mind then. I thought it was gonna be like a reverse Yuji thing where it's like it's a curse that has taken over his body, and he's supposed to be like the mirror of like, oh yeah, Yuji, like this is what'll happen to you if you let Sukuna like take control over you.
It's a little different.
But it's another sorcerer. Okay, so he is a cursed corpse then.
When I'm gonna just say it like this, bro. When you find out what happened, that's like that. We ain't even spoiled it, bro. When you find out who this dude is, you're gonna be like, what?
I actually don't know about that.
I ain't saying nothing else.
Well, I'm going off of the speculation of what Gojo had.
Don't say nothing.
He had talked about. No, they was in the theater. Remember how they was talking about how to go about handling what is Mahito?
Mahito,
yeah. He was talking to the other chick. The way he told her to go and like do some investigating on her side. That's when they explained how it's like, yeah, Geto looks like he's not himself, but that can't that's his body, so we don't know what's up. But
I didn't know, but Gojo doesn't know that Geto's still alive at that point in the anime.
He don't, and that's why I'm saying like, I don't know who. I don't know.
No, actually,
remember when in the anime when they attacked the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Geto never ran into Gojo. Remember, Gojo was locked outside the veil.
Yep.
And by the time he did manage to break in, Geto was gone. They never ran into each other.
Wait, hold on. All right.
But eventually in the anime, he does find out that it is Geto. He eventually finds out that
we're going to leave it alone because we've already spoiled too much, and we weren't supposed to be spoiling anything. But I can't do nothing with y'all niggas. So,
I want to mention one more thing to you, Larry, because you said that Sukuna. You believe Sukuna is the most powerful curse?
Well, no. So this goes back to a conversation me and my coworker had like when I first started watching it, right? Because remember I kept talking about like precedent, like why is it like this is the first time that something like this has happened with Sukuna and and stuff. And then I was like, is Sukuna really the strongest curse anymore because he's been gone for so long?
Yeah.
And then what my coworker said was, he was like, well, technically he is. And I was like, so then does that mean there's a curse that could rival him? And then he was like, well, there's a few that could. And I'm like, does Sukuna know about them? And he's like, he knows about at least one. And so I was like, oh, okay, then don't tell me nothing else. Because here's my whole thing. The series said that the reoccurrence of these curses was happening because Yuji was collecting the fingers, and the fingers are like catnip to curses. So the more fingers he gets, the stronger curses he's just going to run across because they're attracted to him, right? Kind of like the Shikon jewels in Inuyasha. The bigger
Yeah.
that fucking jewel got, the more powerful demons they ran across, right? However, we know from the curses that Ghetto has been kicking it with, Mahito and all of them, they are interacting with, they have their own group of powerful ass curses and they kicking it all the time and all that type of shit too, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, Sukuna's been gone for so long. I'm like, so you mean to tell me there hasn't been another fucking curse? And how about this? And here's the other thing too. How do we know that Sukuna was the only one of his kind when he got sealed in the first place?
Well,
You see what I mean? This world seems too big for Sukuna to just be the top dog off top. It's like, because from what we know about curses, why wouldn't there have been another fucking curse that could have gotten as strong as Sukuna was? Like, come on, man, the unknown. Things we know that, come on.
We don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, and how would I put this, man? I think that when it comes to Sukuna being the most powerful curse, like I really think he is the most powerful curse.
No,
and the reason why is because what's up, Jimmy?
Technically speaking, he is the king of curses.
But that doesn't mean he's the most powerful one.
That's what I'm going with. I mean, even
so it has to do with like a hierarchy thing.
Well, I feel like that. I feel like that's what it is.
To be honest with you, I think he is the strongest curse. Because, and the reason why I say this is because, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
And the reason why, and the reason why I say this is because the dude single-handedly took out certain curses. I'm not going to say what they were, and these curses are great fears, right? And it's understandable, why he is. But the point I was trying to get at with Larry was the fact of Sukuna being more powerful than Gojo. I don't think Sukuna is more powerful than Gojo. Gojo is actually the most powerful Jujutsu being, sorcerer, whatever, to exist.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely so. I mean, in this movie,
Jimmy his face. Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, what it do? Well, wait, didn't in the movie it explain how they were in actually kind of a hierarchy also as well in the sorcery guild? Like there were like 4 of the strongest or something like that.
Yeah, when it comes to the families, the Jujutsu families, there's some type of tier, I guess you can say. The Zenin clan was like the not really the highest one. The Zenin clan was the ones that they mentioned the most in Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's because of Maki, Mai, characters like Toji Fushiguro, Megumi Fushiguro, and those characters. When it came to their story, it's very important that we understand the relationship between Mai and Mei, Maki and Mai. Maki and Mei in the Zenin clan, and we understand the relationship between Toji Fushiguro and Megumi Fushiguro and the Zenin clan. Other than that, I mean, how would I put this? Gojo is just a beast. And I don't think many people understand the scale of Gojo's ability. Sukuna, on the other hand, we see his abilities displayed in the manga, especially the Shibuya incident. But we're not going to go into that. We're going to have to wait to go into that whenever Larry gets back or whenever that they actually animate it. But Jimmy, I'm gonna ask you a question. What did you think about the ending of? Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh no, I just remembered. Funny enough, I don't know what y'all said because I had to actually step out, but then I came back. But no, funny enough, I just remembered what it was that made me ask my coworker that question about like, is there a curse like strong ass or stronger than Sukuna, this type of thing. This is what it was. if Sukuna was the end all be, remember what I said about precedent? Because because they talked about how like, oh, it was so difficult and they couldn't even kill Sukuna. They could only, seal him, and then they broke him apart to keep him apart. Right. I was like, if Sukuna was the end all be all curse, why the fuck would they have continued practicing jujutsu?
Well, what it was is Sukuna became consumed with his own art, right? And so many people because he became consumed, he ended up cursing himself basically, and
That's not what I'm talking about.
And becoming a curse. So that's the reason why I guess they continue to, because they're different families in the jujutsu world. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if he was the worst that there possibly was, why do sorcerers like Gojo? Because correct me if I'm wrong, Gojo is like one of the strongest, but he's not
he is the strongest.
Oh, he is
the strongest.
Yeah,
oh, that's convenient as fuck.
That's
why you think he act the way he act?
That's why everybody watch. No. So
the main character just so happens to be under the fucking guidance of the strongest fucker there is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah. And that's just the story though. But that's one of the things I liked about Jujutsu Kaisen from the jump. He's like, this is the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery. This is the pinnacle of it. And I'm telling you, bro, Gojo is the shit.
Well, I tell you this. Even Naruto didn't have this problem, because as badass as fucking Kakashi was, we saw him get bodied by Itachi, and then 2 episodes later.
Don't speak so soon.
2 episodes later, Kisame and fucking Itachi wouldn't even fucking. They ran from Jiraiya because it's like, hey man, nah, dog, we got fucked up fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? At least Naruto did that right. See,
you gotta look at
y'all gonna give us the big bad booty daddy in the first episode.
But you gotta look at the grand scope of it all, and what
scope? There's one campus.
Yeah, I'm
multiple.
I'm talking about the story, bro. Because so.
There's only 2. Okay.
Nah, there's 2 that we're familiar with.
Somebody knocked on the door.
Oh my god, I'm so done with this review. I'm so disgusted now.
No, man. So you gotta look at the scope of it all, man. It's just Larry just figured it out again. Yeah, man. Gojo's the strongest sorcerer in the Jujutsu world. And it's to be honest with you, like he's also never mind. But I'm gonna put it like this: don't speak so soon, Larry. Don't speak so soon.
I don't care.
Because speak this out, I was right where you were, and then some stuff popped off, and I'm like, oh,
they're gonna nerf him. If he's the strongest, they have to nerf him. Otherwise, you don't have a conflict.
I can't, bro. No, you don't have to do that.
Shit. All right. Well, then you just gonna have a whole bunch of powerful motherfuckers coming out of Killua Zoo, and then you gonna give us this backstory about. Okay, well then you know what, Wayne?
I can't say it.
I think you're trying to psych me out, dude. Look, let me tell you something.
Larry, I'm telling you, bro.
You know what? We gonna finish this review because it's coming up on an hour, and I got shit to do. So, before I get, because I mean, yeah, dude, it's so fucking weird. It seems like with some of these reviews, it's almost arbitrary talking about some of the technical shit, because we know this top quality shit to begin with. I mean, there's nothing we can say about this film that we didn't say about the series when we reviewed it last week, except you might want to talk about the music, because I remember you mentioned the music was great. About the music.
The music was great. So me, Jimmy, and Jamal, as soon as that music started playing, I looked at Jamal. Jamal said, I looked at Jimmy. Jimmy said, I'm like, you feel that, huh? Oh, it was beautiful, beautiful. Especially the intro music. Oh my goodness, and it's just it was great. I loved it. I loved it. What was up?
I didn't care for the English version.
The English version was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't care for the English version. I'm like, dude. Even when I was watching it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I would like this song if it was in Japanese.
Oh, actually, no. So I'm mistaken. The song that they sung was in English.
In
They
both
sung
versions?
that in English. Yeah. So whatever song they were singing in the beginning, it was in English. That was in English. Terrible English, but it was in English. And and
kind of bad.
but I liked it. I liked it, and I don't know.
It was actually good
Also,
for me.
oh, that's what I wanted to mention. Skip all that, man. The scenes where Yuta, they were recalling his story. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. What? I was about to cry twice. Cause that's touching, man. That's touching. You know what I'm saying? And like imagine, bro, you a kid, man. You know, we gonna be together forever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I
And
thought he
then,
was a simp for that shit.
huh?
I thought he was a simp for that shit.
He a kid, man. He don't know. So then, so imagine,
Yeah, see, that's
so
how they
imagine,
start. See, that's
so
how it starts.
imagine,
Indoctrinate them while they're young.
you just made this promise to this girl, and then boom, and it's like, Yuta, I saw like that's creepy, bro.
I'm just saying, it's like Yuta talking about he made this, promise with this girl to be together forever. I'm like, dude, she just gonna fuck over you once y'all get into high school when she's behind the bleachers banging out the captain of the football team, right?
I don't think all that. In Japan, it's a little bit different. Now, I want to add something else too, man. Maki.
Oh no, Maki a G.
Maki was a G. I ain't gonna lie, she clean, man. But they fuck up a design up in the future. But anyway, yeah, Maki was.
Maki's always a G.
See, you stepping, you go. Yeah, Larry, she a G, all right. You gonna see how big of a G she go. You don't know something. There's another thing I want to mention. In the movie, there's a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah, but the stuff we already knew, though.
No, this is stuff that you don't know, and that I don't know. And the things that she say, and the things a lot of people say, you like.
You talking about Maki?
Foreshadowing.
Well, we already know about the stuff with her and her family, though. That was in the anime series.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the things that she said specifically, the things that she said specifically.
And then I know, like, I kind of already figured there was gonna be some stuff between her and Megumi, because is he supposed to be like he's one of the heirs of their clan? Because it's because he's one of like the young men, like prodigies.
So I'm gonna go into a little bit of spoiler territory, but it's not like heavy spoiler. So Megumi is a part of the Zenin clan, but he was I can't. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, no. But
Megumi's last name isn't Zenin. His last name is Fushiguro, and he took
right. But I figured, I figured when they established that him and Mai and Maki are cousins, then it's like, oh, okay. Well, then at some point, like their, I guess, destinies, I don't know if you want to call it that, but like was gonna like converge. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
shit. I thought they were gonna get their own little story arc. Because
you Larry.
So they are gonna get their own little story.
You just
need to read the manga.
The foreshadowing. Well, Larry, bro, you gonna be you are going to be so happy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So in other words, go read the manga.
I don't mind, but Larry might, although he has already figured out a bunch of stuff already. So
yeah, he figured out a bunch. You figured out a bunch of shit, nigga. You figured out a bunch of stuff.
So I'm assuming I've been saying a bunch of stuff that I'm right about. I just don't know that I'm right yet.
Well, you've been saying a lot of stuff that you hitting on, but you don't like. If you know you got to know the whole thing. Like the circle ain't completed.
That's
That's the
fine.
best way I
That's
can
fine.
put it.
Like I said, just some
Yeah,
speculation.
Ferg, yeah. Larry not ready when bro.
He wasn't ready.
You
Anywho,
gonna want to listen to some Eminem when you read.
because I'm gonna be angry or sad.
No, you gonna be like, this is some shit.
I don't understand that because I'm gonna be angry. Or I'm gonna
That
be
or
sad.
some Disturbed. Something just the music just goes well with everything that happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, how about they start throwing some of
really?
that music in this goddamn anime?
That'd be nice. I hope when they animate the events that happen, I hope they do that. Please.
Dude, you know they're gonna be AMVs out the ass all over YouTube and shit. So anywho, so we are at the hour mark. Did you guys have like any closing thoughts or anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
I just want to answer Bruce Leroy, the real McCoy's question right quick.
Go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
No, he hasn't. And when it happens, Larry.
I don't know who
is. That's my favorite character. That's my favorite character.
So it's like this is a character that gets introduced later on.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Jimmy? You got anything to add before we wrap up?
I mean, like I said, like Yuta kind of gave is almost there to replace it like my favorite character just because of his intro, like the way he was introduced and everything on that. Other than that, I think it's still probably going to be who does what's his place? What is voice speech, because he's special grade as well.
Are you talking about Inumaki?
Yeah, Inumaki. Yeah, yeah, he's still kind of my favorite character at the moment still.
Yeah, Larry.
Because he stunts nicely. I like.
Yeah, and like I said, our final thoughts on the film. Like I said, it's good. If you like the anime, you will like this film. And yeah, looking forward to when is season 2 got announced? But is that supposed to be the end of this year or next year?
I hope it's the end of this year. Let me see, man. Shoot.
Because I remember reading an article like a month or so ago talking about season 2 was officially announced. I'm like, but I thought it was been announced. I thought it was announced before the movie came out.
Man, it's 2013. I mean 2023. Sorry, 2023.
Ooh,
dang it, man! This is God, that's painful.
Oh, Ferg says January. In January. That's not that bad. That's less than a year.
Okay.
What do we have to look forward to for the rest of till then?
Shit, man.
Wait,
I was about to say Cobra Kai, but that don't drop until January either.
Yeah, what's crazy? That's the first thing I thought about. I said, "Oh, Cobra Kai." Nope,
that drops in January. Yep.
Moon Knight. We got Moon Knight. We got Miss Marvel.
And watching that either.
I mean, we still looking forward to Universe of Madness.
Multiverse of
Ain't nobody watching that either.
Correction.
You not watching Multiverse of Madness?
Oh.
What?
I hadn't planned on it.
Dang.
Man.
I told you I'm done with MCU, bro.
Oh, Bleach. Yeah, Bleach. Everything we mentioned everything Larry knows. Everything.
All right, it's time to get out of here. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for watching live. Thanks everyone for watching after fact. As always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts on the film in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/don't be smoking on.
Yeah, man, what you doing?
Go fuck around and get me banned.
Got the smoke whiffed in just casual.
Follow us on social media, facebook.com/OAW Entertainment, twitter.com/OAWENTMT, twitch.tv/OAW_entertainment, right here on youtube.com patreon.com/OAW Entertainment. And last but certainly not least, if you have yet to do so, become a patron. A patron at patreon.com/OAW. Multiple tiers available. Click the one best suited for your needs. Okay, so we can make announcements this time.
Okay.
We actually can. What to keep an eye out for later in the week, Mr. Chisholm.
You saying my government name too much, brother. Just call me the cold-blooded, please. But so look, this week we'll be having a Jujutsu Kaisen manga chapter review. Chapter 178 will be reviewed live tomorrow on OAW at 6 p.m. I changed the time. Also, you can catch the CBJ&J show on Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. as well. Also, I might be doing some video game streaming, some Guilty Gear, probably in between the days, right? But yeah, that's what you'll have to look forward to. What about you, Larry?
So I have 2 top 5s that's dropping for you guys on Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Those are pre-recorded, but they'll be premiering 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That is going to be top 5 favorite anime signature moves, which is a list I thought I'd never be making. And no, I'm serious. Like, who thinks about that, right?
Who requested that?
Oh, don't worry about that. But yeah, so top five favorite anime signature moves, and then top 5 favorite anime OVAs. So yeah, those, like I said, Tuesday and Wednesday night, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That's when those will be premiering. And then we will, not sure if I'll be streaming any top 5s on later in the week, on the weekend. That still being, the details with that are still being ironed out. But next Sunday, so same time, next Sunday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, that is the live monthly Q&A. This Sunday is going to be next Sunday. So so patrons at the $10 tier or higher, keep an eye out in your inbox for the invite. I will send the invite Sunday afternoon. And for any of my fellow YouTubers, collaborators, stuff like that, I'll post the link on the Facebook chat. So keep an eye out for that as well. But yes, next Sunday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, the live monthly Q&A. That's what you guys got. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. All right, so are we ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir.
All right, and with that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief.
The cold-blooded OAW Sergeant-in-Arms.
And we are out of here until next time. Peace.
Are you entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?